What blood on the streets?
There is always, you have reported, your television channel is showing disturbances. If people are killed, who's responsible? I&B Ministry, the chairman. I mean, it's not about politics. It's about action on a case. Have you taken the stakeholders into discussion? Have you talked to the Akalis? Have you spoken to the Srimoni Gurdwara committee? You have not. One good day you have given the film clearance. This needed discussion. I'm talking about
this is the same argument that was used against Vishwarupam. This was the same argument used against Vishwarupam. Same argument. There'll be law and order issues.
Each time a film,
at that time you said let the censor board do its job. No, but at that time you said Tom Vaddakan. No, you said Tom.
Are you taking?
I said at that time you said let the censor board do its job, not some hoodlums outside. This issue is a political issue. Why do you disagree with me on this?
No, it is not.
Of course it's a political resignation.
This is about violence.
Have you around the country and some particular states, how
are you bothered about it? Are you going to
it's something which totally beats me. All I'd like to ask Vani, all I'd like to tell Vani is, by raising your decibel levels, does not an investigation make? She has leveled some charges against the government, and she has spoken about interference. Doesn't it become the responsibility of the government to check as to her allegations stand true, hold true or not? When she's talking about it, she's a person of responsibility. It should be before rubbishing these arguments or before rubbishing her claims. I think the BJP should come forward and say that they are willing to do a investigation as to whatever she claimed that has happened. As far as this particular movie is concerned, I'm surprised that Vani just screams her lungs out about some particular issue, makes it a political issue, politicizes it, without even taking responsibility about the words that she's spoken. Why not have an investigation? Why not have a free and fair probe?
You're absolutely right.
If any of these allegations turn out to be true, maybe Leela Samson could, furnish some proof with regards to this.
We're absolutely right. We agree that she's made some allegations about the government and interference, but again, allegations which are only rhetoric, which only come out as words.
How can you judge? How can you decide that even before?
Wait a minute. No. Wait. The whole point of the debate tonight is that she's not been able to prove anything that she said. Well, of course, the minister gave a statement. Did you not see TV today? Did you not see Miss Chaturvedi, did you not see the minister today this morning to say not a single letter or a message has been sent by her?
The ministry itself has raised questions about
you are again indulging in the same rhetoric that Miss Samson is indulging in. Try to prove it.
What
you can prove it that the ministry has done any coercion or the ministry has put pressure. Prove it.
And we should
prove it.
That, right?
Now that you are alleging that a censor board which is plagued with controversies for past so many years, suddenly in the past 6 months has gone on an overdrive, is talking about all these issues, has kept quiet for the past 4.5 years, it's fine. Then prove it. Prove it, because the Minister of State, Honourable Minister of State has said we've not received a single letter from her. If there's any official of the ministry, who has pressurized her, she should prove so. Why is she stopping from proving?
I am not on the issue. One second. I am not on the issue. No, 1 second. I am not on the issue which you are debating. I am saying tonight, of course, she must be right. There must be political interference if there has been in the past. But why is she resigning now over political interference? My question to Ira Bhaskar, who seems, if I may say so, both irked and irritated with the tone of this debate, maybe because it's too direct, Ms. Bhaskar. Yes. Yeah, I'm sure you are, Ms. Bhaskar, but I choose to ask the question directly. No, but I have a question for you. My question is, 90% of panel members are an embarrassment and uneducated. Why did she not resign? In her own words, most of the panel members, in her own words, cannot read or write. Why did she not resign? She said most of the panel members cannot sign their names on the forms, leave alone read the script of the film they are watching or understand the responsibility that this empanelment entails. This is her letter. when the Congress was in power, why did she not resign? Did she need 10 Janpath's approval for doing so? Next question. She writes in this letter to the I&B Ministry, which she says has only deaf ears to her request. She says, perhaps it is time for the ministry to reply to your individual letters about the certification of grand masti and to tell the nation and our board why incompetent, insensitive and uneducated people are certifying our films. Ms. Bhaskar, my question is very simple. The only reason why incompetent, insensitive and uneducated people who cannot even write their names would be put on the censor board to do with the censor board would be because they would have some political angle to them. Now, because they would be political appointees. If this is such a strong reason that Leela Samson feels strongly about, why does she feel strongly about it after the BJP came to power? There is proof by her own letters, by her own admission, that this issue existed when the Congress was in power. But why did she not make it a point to resign rather than put up with the disgusting practice of keeping incompetent, illiterate, insensitive and uneducated people in these panel committees? Why didn't she take a position then?
We did take
No,
a position.
did she resign?
I think the ministry.
Did she resign? When did she resign? Tell me. I think this is the first time she resigned.
No, she did not resign.
Why didn't she resign?
Because as
Why?
chairperson of an organization, it is her responsibility.
Oh, really? And the responsibility, how come it's not there now?
Ministry.
No, I mean, come on. I mean, she had all these issues. These letters are true. Did she resign then? Why didn't she resign then? Why did she not resign then?
The point
No, why did she not resign then, miss? No, please understand, ma'am. Your question is very simple. Leela Samson was outspoken in criticism of the UPA government during her tenure as Censor Board Chief. Now, till the time the Congress party government was on its last legs, Congress workers, I'll give you the names, Gurmeet Singh Chhabra, Amarjit Singh Tikka, were nominated through a notification by the Union I&B Minister against Manish Tiwari. At that time, she said in her words, uneducated political workers who do not understand their responsibility are being made members of the Censor Clearance Board. Tell me, because the Congress party is appointing them, it's okay, you don't need to resign. Why?
No,
No, but why? Why didn't she resign then?
Should one?
No, see, Miss Bhaskar, I have no issues. Miss Bhaskar, understand. If she's looking, no, my question is, Miss Bhaskar.
I don't know why you call anyone on your show.
Miss Bhaskar, my question is, and I'll give you full time to respond. I'm just understand the line of argument. What appears to me is that Leela Samson is looking for an honorable exit, and she knows there is going to be an impending makeover of the CBFC. She needs to resign in a blaze of glory and claim some form of martyrdom. But she has chosen the wrong example, not shown the facts, and her own record proves that she was extremely tolerant of the rubbish going on in the censor board when the Congress party was in power. You know, Ms. Bhaskar, this is true, isn't it?
I think those... I mean, if you want me to speak, you must give me a chance. Otherwise, you speak and I will listen.
Just presented the points to you tonight.
I mean, what
Please.
is this?
No, the floor is yours now. Please answer.
I'm saying that these are points that we in the board, along with Leela, have raised repeatedly. That was so earlier.
Raise and resign are different.
And this is something that we have written to the minister Manish Tiwari, when he was minister. Our letter of December 2013 has a whole set of issues which we have raised in order not to criticize, not to necessarily and it's the same position we have today. It's not that we are extra critical of this government. We are not interested in one government or the other. An institution is does not belong to a particular party.
Yes,
an institution is larger than parties, and we were
are you sure
about that particular institution?
No, but illiterates. No, one second. You can. No, one second. Please tell me, Miss Bhaskar. Miss Bhaskar. Okay, counters.
And this letter to the earlier minister was sent in December 2013. Subsequently, the Ministry of I&B, which is not, of course, the minister.
Miss Bhaskar, you know and I know what we are talking about. Now, I'll tell you one thing. No honorable person. No honorable person. You tell me, Miss Bhaskar.
And we thought our term was over. We did not want the extension. Leela did not want the extension. She was asked to continue.
In
fact, I want to say one thing on your show, that actually the letter that we had sent to Manish Tiwari was presented by Leela to the earlier minister Prakash Javadekar as well, and he was actually quite responsive. He said that we need to look into this, but then he was removed, and there's another minister. So I'm saying it's not a political issue.
Ms. Bhaskar, I would like
that the issue here is about the functioning of the CBFC, the certification process.
Ms. Bhaskar, then one simple question is, Ms. Bhaskar, Ms. Ira Bhaskar
meets overnight, clears a film overnight,
it doesn't add up.
It's something we need to look at. It's not about blaming. It's about the process in which this was done very quickly. Usually a tribunal has to have a representative of the CBFC present. Now the person who was asked to come had not even seen the film. The CBFC has not been questioned, has not presented it. So it's really about looking at the way in which these systems function and strengthening that, whether it is in the earlier regime or in this regime. It is about that. We are equally dismayed at the fact that neither the board nor the chairperson was taken seriously earlier, and it's the same today. The fact of the matter is, it is the ministry and government, whichever party is in power, must look at these systems. And if we are not relevant, just wrap up the CBFC, let the ministry and whichever government...
Don't take the high moral ground tonight. No, Ms. Bhaskar, the high moral ground doesn't work, because if people are known to be close to a certain political party, everyone knows about it. Your earpiece has dropped. I think we're going to have to get it back. The point is more fundamental. I know, Tom Vaddakan, you want to come in. If this is really an issue of principle, I want to know, where were the principles when you were heading a board made up of largely uneducated, illiterate political appointees? At that time, Leela Samson was very happy to go ahead with that. Vani Tripathi wants to respond to Ms. Bhaskar. 5 minutes more on the debate. Was the Filmi Baba film controversy just an excuse? Vani responding to Ira Bhaskar. Go ahead. And then Tom, I'll come to you.
Just very simply, the argument that Mrs. Bhaskar is giving, I just want to put this in perspective. If she is about the sanctity of an institution, then panel members is also the responsibility of the chairperson, number one. Why were these panel members put in place? Number two,
exactly.
When the CEO got arrested, she was a part, just a minute, Ms. Bhaskar, just let me complete. Also, when the CEO got arrested, she was a part of the selection she was a part of the panel which selected the CEO, which actually went in for, the scam which was about bribery and corruption. So, I mean, if you're talking about institutions and if you're taking this moral high ground, why are you selective about choosing when you talk about morality and ethics and when you don't? If you are an institution of reputation like the Censor Board, then you have to in toto be that as far as the selection of the panel is concerned, and also the selection of the people who head this, Censor Board is concerned, including the CEO.
No, it was the I&B Ministry under a UPA government that appointed Rakesh Kumar as CEO of the Censor Board. Am I right or wrong? Priyanka Chaturvedi, Tom Vaddakan, Ira Bhaskar. The debate is tilting on the other side. You're not being able to convincingly make your point. Was this man, Rakesh Kumar, arrested by the Central Bureau of Investigation in August for demanding a bribe to clear a movie in Chhattisgarh? And following his arrest, this really right now is the fundamental issue, Tom. Following his arrest, did Leela Samson take responsibility? Or did she wash her hands off it?
We were very happy that he was arrested. I'm sorry. We were very happy that we were arrested. It's right after that arrest that...
First...
No, Leela Samson said this man is only a pawn. No. You forget what he said, Ira Bhaskar. I'll quote Leela Samson. He said... this man in some ways is just a pawn. He was appointed by supposedly sensible people. She said that. And then she followed up by saying that the I&B Ministry and the film industry should take some responsibility for what happened. So, what she did was she washed her hands off over what happens in the CBFC. She did wash her hands off. So, I don't find the same kind of response from Leela Samson in earlier situations.
I'm sorry.
Well, okay.
I'm sorry, that is not true. In fact, when Rakesh Kumar was arrested, we were extremely extremely
what?
upset by the fact that this appointment. We were upset by the fact that this appointment had gone through in the way in which it had. We wanted, at that point,
who appointed? No, who appointed him? Who appointed him? Who appointed him?
Rakesh Kumar.
Who appointed Rakesh Kumar?
Who appointed him?
Which?
It's not the
Who appointed him?
I'm sorry, Arnab, you have to understand.
Who appointed him?
You have the ministry.
And who took responsibility for his appointment? Who was a part of the panel of...
So a corrupt man is appointed by the UPA government. The corrupt man is appointed by the UPA government. Why didn't she resign then? Uneducated, illiterate political appointment. Pardon me? Pardon me?
In fact, it is right after that.
Ms. Bhaskar.
It is right after that we
Ms. Bhaskar, Leela Samson claims she repeatedly complained to the I&B Ministry about Rakesh Kumar, but was any action taken? No. This is the UPA government we are talking about. Did she resign? No. Did she resign? No.
Yes.
Did she resign? No.
No, no, but she did not resign even now when she has complained. Even now, she has complained, and the point is that there is a pattern to this. It's not about the politics. You have to understand.
The appointments made by the Information and Broadcasting Ministry during the Congress government's tenure were part in the open domain. Now we are really coming down to this. The issue in relation to the appointment of panel members was flagged by the Mudgal committee that was appointed to look into concerns expressed by the Censor Board. The report came out with recommendations in September 2013.
We had a meeting with the Mudgal committee.
Yes.
Yes.
And
we
they were
had a meeting with the Mudgal committee. It is we who said that.
Yeah, and they were scathing. Yes. There were scathing remarks about the type of appointments made by the I&B Ministry, right or wrong.
Yes, and do you know that
did Leela Samson resign? Then
it's not. You don't resign on the first at the first issue, right?
Ma'am, the
you try
first
to
issue, the committee. Now let me quote. As a way, I'm quoting now. As by way of a few examples, the committee came across complaints where panel members had objected to use of words such as boyfriend or kiss used in a scene, or even the uncharitably humorous representation of a political figure. Did Leela Samson resign then, when this absurdity was going on? Tell me, did she resign? Or does the outrage emerge only when the government changes?
Because this is precisely...
No.
This is precisely...
Filmi Baba is an excuse.
We have been trying to address.
Filmi Baba is an excuse. The Filmi Baba thing, this whole Gurmeet Ram...
Okay, since you've decided it, you have given your verdict. What's the point, Arnab? You have given your verdict. It's fine.
Is any of the facts... Am I factually wrong in any of the questions I've raised? Please point out a factual inaccuracy, Ms. Bhaskar.
Yes, you're completely wrong because you don't understand this process at all.
Which one?
You don't understand. You have decided that this is... No, I'm sorry. You have begun this program having decided that this is a political issue, without understanding that what is at stake is something else. It's not the BJP and the Congress, but you have made up your mind from the first minute to the last minute. That is your point.
But Ms. Bhaskar, my question is if it is... Okay, so Ms. Bhaskar, no, Ms. Bhaskar, I'm completely open but convinced.
I would suggest that you look at that letter.
Ms. Bhaskar, my only question is, you are getting upset without reason. I am asking a question that if these fundamental issues are so important that she resigns, why did she not feel so strongly about these issues enough to resign when the Congress party was in power? That's all I'm asking. I'm not questioning. Why not?
Why? I mean, the point is that this is a culmination of a process that has...
Tom Vaddakan wants
to permit people speaking.
Yes, Tom Vaddakan.
Arnab,
yes, Tom Vaddakan.
You're presenting the story from one side. What I need to tell you is...
The three of you presenting it from the other side.
The Censor Board was tempted to resign many a times. When you talked about illiterates, yes, and I'm repeating that, she was persuaded to continue to change the system.
Oh, yes.
She talked about illiterates and others. We went to the I&B minister, took the issue up. He said, we are looking into the matter. She had many times wanted to resign, but we persuaded her, change
How do I know that?
Yes.
Prove that.
That's true.
Now, if she has done it,
prove that.
Now, I don't have to take a letter to you and prove. This is the nation wants to know this. But the reality is,
forget what the nation wants to know.
Has been fighting the system, trying to change the system. But if she has not been able to, she's been made to resign. Now, you need to come clean on this. This is not about Congress. This is not about BJP. This is about how a system works. And if the system is to be improved, this is to be by both sides, not an individual effort. Blaming the Congress is easy, but let the BJP recreate institutions. They can't damage institutions. They've done it with the Planning Commission. Now they'll do it with the Censor Board. I am repeating this on national television, that this institution is going to be ruined.
Oh really? And the Censor Board was strengthened.
But the reality is...
And you strengthened the Censor Board.
Yes.
You built it up. You made it autonomous.
And
you made it non-political.
What we could.
Did you? No, how did you?
We did whatever we could. Arnab, I'll tell you how it was done. Lawyers from Supreme Court came into the appellate board. We had independent people. But now are you telling me with the new appointees, are they not political? Who is the chairman? Find out. Who are the members? Find out. Who are they aligned to? Find out. Now you talk about it. Find out which party they belong. Who are they connected with? Find out. You investigate.
Now you tell me how many congressmen were rehabilitated in the Censor Board? You tell me how many illiterate...
And how many BJP people have been? How many BJP? Who are you talking about illiterate? We protested about it. Then she came to us and told us this is a fact. We went into it. She said we'll improve it. And she tried her level's best. But today, if she's resigning, it's a sad day.
Vani Tripathi, 4 minutes into the debate, do you think the Filmy Baba movie is a
sad day? It's a sad day.
No,
it's a sad day. That's all I can say.
I'm amazed at Mr. Vaddakan that he's talking about. He's reiterating.
I'm amazed that you are defending this. You're trying to make it a BJP show. No, it's not. It's about an institution. You are destroying an institution. How many BJP members are there in the current appellate board? Have you found out? I'll give you the list. I'll tell you how they're aligned. But I must have...
I have the same question to ask of you. If I were to go by the statement that you just gave, that you had to persuade the Censor Board chairperson to continue, that means there was a reluctant chairperson who was barely interested in the work that she wanted to do, and that just shows the inactivity that
that's your story. That's your story. That's your story.
No, this is not
you can say anything what you want. You look at the minutes. You look at the minutes. How many films were cleared?
No, Mr.
She was reluctant when she wanted to resign. Vani, you must listen also. Vani is not one-way traffic. It has to be a two-way traffic. You must listen. Learn to listen. When you learn to listen, Vani is not about one-way traffic. You need to listen. No, you have not understood what I'm saying. This is about institutions. You are destroying institutions.
It is very sad and disappointing to know that you had a chairperson of the Censor Board who was so reluctant and had to be persuaded several times to stay on. That itself shows what kind of service and what kind of attachment she had to the Censor Board. That itself
she was doing good service.
Very sad,
she was doing one.
Very sorry.
If you ever understood how the Censor Board runs, you got your wrong briefing from I&B Ministry. You got a wrong briefing from I&B Ministry. Whoever has briefed you has given you a wrong briefing
from anybody, Mr.
Vaddakan. 12 years on the Censor Board. You got a wrong briefing. You are converting it into a political issue.
I belong to the industry.
Institutions.
Mr. Vaddakan, I belong to the industry.
You belong to the industry.
Remember that. I belong to the industry. So I know the industry as much as you do.
Was the Filmy Baba? Now you see there are many reasons. There are many reasons legitimate. Many perhaps legitimate reasons. This film is absurd. I mean, I've said so before. But if absurdity is to be a reason for blocking a movie, there are many absurd films which has come out. My only question tonight is, I'll show some pictures of this film. I'm sure you all know about this. Is the Filmy Baba movie the real reason? Is this the reason the head of the Censor Board has resigned? Is this the reason? Or is the reason political? Or is the Filmy Baba movie just an excuse? Tell us what you think. I thank you all for joining me on debate number 1 on the Newshour tonight.